Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Jojo. Still in Bombay. I'm still here. Doing this very last minute session because I ran out of videos and my trip has been extended. So let's just get to what I've missed. See, I'm trying so hard to not have any gaps in my uploads. And to not have any days off because that's who I am. That's who I always was. है ना अगस्त सितंबर में बहुत ब्रेक हो गया सो ठीक है let's get to this season finale. Can we just talk about the fact that it's a season finale and it's come after what a gap of I don't know how long. I honestly thought the season is over, so suddenly out of nowhere a finale pops up. So let me just quickly go into the channel history and try and figure out ye kya ho raha hai. So it dropped 3 weeks ago. I saw it online and then I was surprised. And usse pehle, I thought that Khalasi was the end of it because I attended the panel, the Coke Studio discussion panel at the All About Music conference. And they were really talking of Khalsi. So I was like, okay, the season's over. This is their final. They were very proud of the song, as they should be. It's a brilliant song. But look at this. Okay, so 3 months, 3 months ago, the song released 3 months. So after a 3 month gap is the season finale. Isn't that a bit long of a gap to have a season continuing? And I think, you know what, this is also one like thing I have with this season. It's been very sporadic and very random. I think when it started, we were all shocked. And the artist lineup was also announced and all that. We saw the photos and everything, promos online. And then it started when, okay, let me go back to the first song. It was Urja, right? Yeah, with Off, these guys. 8 months ago. So this season has been stretched over 8 months. How does that make any sense? And okay, so that was 8 months. उसके बाद वाला गाना था होली रे रसिया, वो भी उसी महीने में आ गया था, I remember. So I was like, okay, there. And then Takdeer came out a month after, 7 months ago. And then there was a gap of like a month before that, Das Mein Ki Pyar. And then there was a long gap, I remember. That gap was like over 6 weeks or around 6 weeks. I remember this because I was like, what are they doing? Is it over? Is it not? And then they came back with okay, Kya Kar Korimol, Ji Jaga, which all had a month gap here. I'm seeing by the thing, 5 months ago, 4 months ago, and then Khalsi 3 months ago. So one month ka gap. I don't understand why is it so long of a gap. And now after 3 months, you're dropping a season finale. So it is very random. It's very random. And here's my feel of it. And you know what? I'm just going to do it because comparisons are inevitable and it's the same brand, so it doesn't really matter. When season 14 in Coke Studio Pakistan happened, everything was ready to go. Everything was ready to go. Everything had been shot and it was ready to go. The day the first track dropped, the BTS would usually drop the next day. And we thought it was going to be a weekly drop, but then in a week, 2 songs would come with the BTS attached, and it was very, very organized in its release structure and timelines. And I think over a period of 2.5 months, the season was done. It was done. It was not like this. Feels like what season chal raha hai? It's still going on. So they've just disappeared and come back and disappear and come back, and like that gap after the fourth song and the fifth song was so long. I honestly thought they've left it, and I wasn't, honestly, I was not even sad about it because those first 4 songs were so disappointing. We were just like, what are they doing? What are they doing with their budgets? What are they doing with the musicians in the country? Why is there no soul stirring stuff happening? It was just very surface level, like all right songs, nothing that deeply moved you to the core. None of that was happening. So it was just very, very disappointing. And then they came back and they, I think, kind of picked up on whatever feedback maybe, and that's why they took that long break and regrouped. I don't know what it was, but then they came back with Kya Kar Korimol, which really like I really liked it. Chijaka I loved. And of course, we all know Khalasi is the I think the hit of the season, if I may. And then I thought it was done. I honestly thought it was done. So what was the need for this last track? And the thing is, when I'm looking at it also, um, it's a recreation. It's not even an original track. It's not an original track. So you took 3 months of a gap to release a season finale, and then you give us a recreation of an old Bollywood song, not even like a folk song or something. I mean, I'm sure there's like the Maria Pitache and all of that in it, but why? I'm not saying anything about how they may have executed it. Maybe it's really brilliant. I haven't heard the track yet. My only question is why a recreated old song, a recreated Bollywood song, when Coke Studio should simply just step away from Bollywood shadow and actually work on creating original music with, native musicians and like folk musicians and just like show like, and that's what I remember even from the panel. We're going to tell the stories of our country and our people. It's not going to happen through a recreated Bollywood number. I'm sorry, but it's a very bizarre to me. So, ठीक है, अब क्या कर सकते हैं? They've done it. So let me just read the blurb and see. A nostalgic melody from the evergreen loved song "Oh Maria" finally sees the story completed between Johnny, Maria, and Maria's father. Is this really the way we want to go with the season finale of Coke Studio Bharat? Like, we want to go with Johnny and Maria's story. We don't want to go with, you know, an Indian story which everyone can relate to, or tells something. Um, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Just a real organic story of the land. We're just picking up some characters from a movie song and we're telling their story. That's our season finale. I don't know. Anyway, so the song features Osho Jain, who we love. Come on, his voice. And I think if there's one man whose voice lends itself really well to retro vibes and old school Hindi music wala vibes, then it's him. So great pick there. Who has won hearts with his unique songs, yes. And Mansa Pandey, who I've personally not heard, but I think I've seen her on Instagram. So she is known for her unique covers of timeless classics. Okay, great. They are accompanied by the Shillong Chamber Choir. Great. Celebrated for their harmonious performances. Talented composer singer Arijit, a popular name in the indie rock scene with renowned saxophonist Reese Sebastian's Bombay Brass. They're amazing. India's first modern Bharat and independent brass band. So okay, the collaborators look amazing. Amazing. All of them bring awesomeness to the table in their own way. So I'm sure the recreation now sounds like there'll be substance in it. I'm just still disappointed that the season finale is a recreated Bollywood track. We could have done better, we could have gone beyond that space. That's all I'm going to say. So, okay, it says composer Reese and Arijit, arranger Arijit and Reese, creative producer Ankur Tiwari, production Arijit Datta, Rishi Greda. Lead vocals Mansa Osho, lyrics O Maria Javed Akhtar and Adi Muhammad, originally sung by Asha G and S.B. Balasubramanian. Great. Okay, lovely. Then we have the Shillong Chamber Choir, we have the band, and okay. All my complaints aside, let's just listen to the song. Let's see what the music's all about. 1, 2, 3, play.
Coke Studio Bharat. Subscribe now.
जॉनी जब बोला था तुझसे शादी करेगी मुझसे, कैसे कहा था ये बता। जब बोला था तुझसे शादी करेगी मुझसे, कैसे कहा था ये बता। ओ मारिया ओ मारिया ओ मारिया ओ ओ मारिया ओ मारिया ओ मारिया ओ।
अरे जॉनी जब बोला था तुझसे शादी करेगी मुझसे, कैसे कहा था ये बता। भड़का तो होगा, जोनी की बातों से दिल धड़का तो होगा।
सुन के वो बातें क्या तू चुप होली थी, मम्मी से पूछूंगी क्या ऐसा बोली थी।
Oh Maria Pitache, 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 oh Maria Pitache. Barra da mano extra de cumprir, barra da mano extra de cumprir. Alegna entrag miluzi triste na sai, alegna entrag miluzi triste na sai. Oh Maria Pitache, 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 Maria Pitache.
Oh Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria, oh oh oh. Oh Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria, oh oh oh. Oh Maria, oh Maria, oh oh oh. Maria, oh Maria, oh oh oh.
Okay, I loved the song. I loved it. It was fun. It was fun. And, I wanted to get up and like sing along with them as well. So well done. Listen, I'm not gonna complain about the song itself. Not that I've only been complaining. There's lots of good things happening. But I feel like this song belongs to the band for sure. Because if you're gonna take a classic and you're gonna do anything with it, then you have to make that classic a completely different song from the original. And they accomplished that. So props to them. Because without making it a whole other song with its own like musicality and sonic space and all of that, then there's no point. Then you're just doing like a cover version and all of that. So in that sense, full props to the composers and the music arrangers, Arijit and Reese. Yeah, amazing. And this for me, I loved all the vocalists, all of them. Mansa, right? Yeah, Mansa and Osho and the choir. They all killed it. I actually really like the second Osho Jain starts. He has that thing in his voice now. वो बस आपको 50s or 60s के गाने याद आ जाते हैं as soon as you hear his voice. So that happened immediately, and the both of them had so much emotion and the right energy and the right like spunk in there, and especially Mansa. Like I loved her energy, her like face expressions, her entire way that she was carrying those notes, and just her. It was a very new yet old um vocal zone that she took the song into, which I found very unique about her. So yes, both her and Osho killed their parts. The choir, of course, nailed it. They as when they entered, I was a little taken aback. I was like, what's happening? Because they had those two lines right before the Maria Pitashe started. So those two lines kind of threw me off. I wasn't sure if those were really required there. because they kind of broke the vibe of the song in the middle a little. But then when they started, and I was like, whoa, the Shillong choir singing like, you know, a Goan song is so props for that. Amazing. Loved it. They carried the entire energy of that section so well. So as a listener, you're just completely enjoying it. You're just like in the zone. So loved it. And I just have to say that yes, for me, it was the band that carried this from the get-go with the first instrument that hit and the keys happened, and then all the band members came in. For me, my favorite part was the horn section. I cannot get over all of them. So freaking good. And of course, I have to, you know, the mandolin in the middle and all of that. But for me, it was the saxophone, the horns. Basically, it was the musicians. It was the musicians and everything they were doing that carried the song for me. I loved it. I loved when something is recreated in a way that makes it sound like a completely new song. So well done, Coke Studio Bharat, for doing that. And yeah, I mean, this just like goes to show that you can take a choir from one part of India and make them sing a song from another part of India in another language, and we'll still kill it, you know. It's just that's just who we are. So props. So in that sense, I really love the amalgamation and the bringing together of the different people and things that happened. Um, because that then shows the whole essence of Bharat, right? So beautiful. That was well done. So the curation, the A&Ring, all of that, very good. Just really, really fun. And like this song now, is kind of, this version has given a whole new life to that song. Now this song can be played in like weddings and, you know, parties and stuff. So nicely recreated. That's yeah, and Mansa is definitely like her voice should be used a lot more. Does she release her own like music and singles? I mean, if she does, then please comment below and tell me. I would love to hear more of her because she has a beautiful voice and there's something very, very soulful about it. Even though she was singing like the fun parts, you could make out because she was doing these like really tiny bits of harkats in there, which were very, very refreshing and cute. So she was adding her like personal touch to the lines, which I like seeing someone do. So yeah, lovely. And Osho Jain ke to hum fan hai hi, wo bhi jante hain, hum sab jante hain. So amazing. And can I just say the pianist in this? I want to just say I really love the grand piano, Sahil Vasudev. Amazing. So freaking good. And I actually really liked your sleeves. I was like, aren't those, is that metal like on the cuffs? Like, was that a metal sleeve? Because I was like, how is it not hitting the piano? Maybe it was just fabric. But so I'm just going, okay, so there was someone with that duffly and he was like doing something like turning it around the mic, and I was like, ye kya ho raha hai? But very nice, whatever sound that was making. Lovely. So full props to everyone on the track. I feel like a lot was happening, but I was just enjoying the lot that was happening. So I have no complaints on that front. But yeah, so this is the season finale. Should we talk about the whole season? I think I should just put out my like concluding thoughts on it. Um, and what I would like to see for the season going forward. Now, I did, like I mentioned earlier, I did attend the panel where the, you know, Ankur Tiwari and the makers were kind of discussing the season, and they were very proud of Khalasi, and like I said, they should be proud of it. It's a beautiful song. For me personally, the first half of the season was extremely disappointing, and I was wondering कि इसमें भारत का essence कहाँ है? That was one. Um, है लेकिन नहीं भी है because itne if you're trying to, you know, find like very unique from the land wale stories and trying to tell those stories, those were missing for me, quite honestly. And that only started happening from Kya Kar Kori Mol, which was the second half of the season, which, you know, happened after they must have regrouped and taken that long break. So that actually took you to one part of Bharat and told you what is happening, showed you a wedding, you know, a scene from a wedding in Kashmir, and really made you feel the characters and kya ho raha tha unke sath us gaane mein. So the soul of the season of Coke Studio Bharat started appearing from that song onwards for me personally. Before that, I was like, हाँ ठीक है गाने आ रहे हैं. I wasn't really blown away by the Holi and Rasya. I really wish, because when I heard it, it was actually the day of Holi. If I don't know if you guys will remember. So I was in the zone and I was feeling it. But that song, I tried to listen to it later, and I didn't feel anything for it, you know. So it had no repeat value for me. The first song had no repeat value. It was a nice listen, but it was like, हाँ ठीक है. I have nothing like in my mind when I know a song has touched me and I will keep going back to it and it pulls me to it. I know that feeling, and that feeling just didn't come. So वो सब हो गया first half में. So my only thing is for the next season, of course, as you this is the first sort of Coke Studio Bharat, right? Before that, there was Coke Studio at MTV India. That's completely different. There's a whole new setup and team and everything. So you will have learnings as you go forward. So I think the main thing, what I will say is the positive stuff that I would like to see now in the next few seasons is one, I'd like to see a little bit of a coherent narrative in terms of why is there Coke Studio Bharat as one, and then there's Coke Studio Tamil as another IP. Why? Because if you're going to give something the name of Bharat as an umbrella name, then Tamil falls under that. So, and then if you're going to say, no, their industry, has a lot of its own like things happening and they should have their own season, fine. But then that becomes a norm. Then you do a Coke Studio Kannada also. Then you do a Coke Studio Rajasthan also. Then you do a Coke Studio Punjabi, Hindi, I don't know, Marathi. Then do all the languages. So have one like coherent like thought in this. Are we doing Bharat? If we're doing Bharat, then everything falls under Bharat. Then let's have a 20-song season or a 15-song season and have Tamil songs in it, have Malayalam songs in it, have, Bhojpuri songs in it, have Haryanvi songs. Do it all and then do it all under that banner. So if Coke Studio, I don't know how many songs there are in the Tamil Coke Studio, because I did one song and then I had a chat with Maddie. And I was like, do you want to cover the rest of the Tamil season with me? She was like, yeah, let's do it. And she speaks Tamil. So, and we both love Coke Studio. So it was great. We planned it. We were like, whatever Tamil Coke Studio songs drop, I'll coordinate a session with Maddie and I'll cover them with her. But she lives in the US now. So it was very difficult to coordinate. That's the only reason I paused that season. I will get to that season with her. But my point is, all those songs, I don't know how many there are in total in that season. And if it's even over, they could have all come under the Coke Studio Bharat banner. Because then that banner, that umbrella banner name itself will make sense. So that's one thought. So I would like to see that kind of communicated better in the seasons moving forward in the years to come. I would really, really appreciate if there was more soul in this whole thing. I feel like it was very, it didn't dive deep into stories. It didn't dive deep into musical instruments from the land. It didn't dive deep into, um, just the gharanas and the folk musicians and the legacy. And, like, for example, I always give the example of Anahat Foundation. They're constantly finding musicians from the heart of the country. They go to every nook and corner of the land and they find like musicians. That is their like dedication to the cause. I would have loved to see that come out of Coke Studio Bharat. And some new names coming at us that we've never heard before. Like we hadn't heard of at least I hadn't heard of the Piche Hut, the sisters on that track. I hadn't heard of Shergill, for example. It was discovery. It was exploring. It was trying to find, new voices, new faces, new stories, new narratives. I feel like that a lot of it was missed in Coke Studio Bharat. There's so much that our country has. Oh my God, let me not even get started on how many amazing songwriters we have, how many amazing musicians we have, how many amazing folk singers we have, and just people who, there's someone who's invented a music instrument. I was watching a documentary on him, like someone like that. Like there's so many things the country has to offer. And this season, I felt like was just put together in a hurry. I don't know if it was a Coke Studio thing because they needed like a year to fill up space before the next Coke Studio Pakistan season drops, which I know is coming very soon. So they needed to fill this year up with some other country ka seasons. I don't know what the deal was, but this honestly was not executed in a timely fashion with like proper, okay, every week there'll be a drop, or every 2 weeks there'll be a drop, or every, like 15 days there'll be a whatever. Like some kind of like planned this thing. The BTSs of this season did not get me involved in the story of the artist or the narrative of the song or the story of the song or the point of the song. So I'm just saying, because I feel like we as listeners and someone who's covered one season of a different country's show so deeply, I've been spoiled as a listener, quite honestly speaking. I've been spoiled as a listener, and I expect that sort of level of creativity and just soul from this brand of Coke Studio. I expect that level of soul, that level of storytelling, that level of just pure heart in it, and I felt like that was missing in this season. I'm actually like, I love this Maria song. It was so fun to listen to. But overall, when I look at it, I'm like, this can't be the season finale of Coke Studio Bharat. No, not a Bollywood recreation, So that's what I am looking forward to in the seasons going forward. Let's not do like what's seeming to me like a rush job, or, like some kind of mandate was given, maybe, I don't know, like, and, I don't want to mention this, but I also do want to mention it. I want to put it out there, and don't quote me on it because it's not verified information. So I'm not saying it's completely true, but because I've heard of it, I feel like it must be mentioned. But I heard that there was a mandate given to the makers that you can't have musicians above a certain age group on this show, and hence there are only younger musicians on it. I'm not saying it's true. It's a thought. I was told about it. And if anything like this ever happens in any part of the world, in any industry, then it's very tragic. That should just not happen. And especially in a land like ours, where not even in a land like ours, anywhere in the world, that's just ageist. You cannot, if you're trying to make the show cater to a certain section of the audience, it doesn't matter. You cannot have an age limit on art, and you cannot um limit creativity by factors like this. No, it cannot happen. So don't quote me on it. Again, I'm not saying it's verified information. If anything like that ever happens anywhere in the world, it should just be shut down. It cannot. You cannot have an age limit on art and on music, and especially a show like this where all stories need to be told. We are expecting that to happen. So, I wish, like, look at the first song of this one. It started with the Aptaji, legend, right? And it's not like we don't have legends in India. Of course we do. So there's a certain like experience led like thing that comes to the table when you bring experienced musicians to the room. So I feel like maybe that is something I found also missing from this season that could be considered for the next one. So those are my points, and I would love to see we have great videographers and creators in that space in the country. I would love to see some amazing sets and like different things happening. I would love to see more soul in the BTSs and in an actual insight into the making of the song, the writing of the song, the thought behind the song, the feeling, the emotion. Like just more soul is all I want. I want more soul from Coke Studio Bharat. So yeah, that's it. My rant is over. So yeah, I liked Arya Pitashe. And please, yes, that's my final note. No recreations. Please, we have enough creative people in the country. We can make good original songs. It just needs passion and intent. You need people who feel like it's their personal mission to make this happen. So that needs to happen. Please, let's stay away from Bollywood on this show. Okay, bas ho gaya. Bas ho gaya. बहुत हो गया. Okay, sorry. Let me know if you agreed with any of my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are on this show and on this season. Comment below. It's very important that you guys share what you think, because this is, this is just where we need to talk about this stuff. And right now there's such a boom of like hip hop and rap in the country. I mean, I know they had See Them Out in the Holy Song, but there are so many other artists who could have told so many different kinds of stories, and that whole section was not even tapped into enough on the show. And 8 songs in a season is probably very less. Very less. Why only 8? There should have been at least 12. फिर वो 1 साल तक चलता है. It's okay. It's fine. Okay. Anyway, these are my notes, thoughts and things on. Hopefully, we'll get to see a nicer, improved, bigger version of Coke Studio Bharat moving forward. But props to all the makers for working on this and for putting together what you have, especially the second half of the season. Really, some very beautiful, unique stories and narratives were told, and yeah, that's where we need to keep going. That's it. So yay, chalo. Let me know your thoughts. Comment below. I'm there on Instagram and Twitter. To support the channel. Take care of you. Live long and prosper.
Oh Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria, oh, oh, oh Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria, oh.